Welcome to this video. My name is Linus Kiramat, one of the Kenya Leaf Program GMAT trainers. In this video, we're going to focus on data insights. This is a new section that has been introduced in the new GMAT Focus edition. More specifically, we're going to look at integrated reasoning. One of the topics in integrated reasoning is multi-source reasoning. So let's begin. Multi-source reasoning, basically you'll be given a number of tabs. Most of the time it will be given 2 or 3 tabs. You'll have something like this. Then each of these tabs contains some information that you must go through, analyze, and then you'll answer questions based on this information on these 3 tabs. Okay, so basically the format of this multi-source reasoning question type is you'll have a split screen. On one side you'll have the information that relates to the question, and on the other side you'll be having the questions, right? So on the left side, that is on the left side of the screen, you'll have 3 clickable tabs, right? These tabs contain information that is relevant to answering the question. And again, you can view the tab one at a time. That is, if tab A is open, then all these tabs are closed. If tab B is open, then tab A and C are closed. All right. On the right side, you'll have the question, and with the questions, you can only view the questions one question at a time. All right. So if you're done with the question, you've clicked next to the next to submit the next question, then you will not be able to see the previous question. All right. Most of the time you will be having 3 questions per set, so 3 questions will accompany the information that relates to that multi-source reasoning question type, right? And there are 2 types of questions. One question, one of the types is the ordinary 5 choice multiple choice questions. That is like in the same format with quant and verbal questions. You'll have like a question, then you'll have 5 choices to accompany that question, right? Secondly, you can have multiple dichotomous choices. That is, you'll have like this question will be divided like this. You'll either have a yes or no here, true or false here. Then you'll have some information that relates to the yes or no. All right. So it's up for you to analyze the tabs that you're given, and from the analysis, choose whether these statements agrees or disagrees or whatever, depending on what the 2 dichotomous choices will be given here. So it's up to you to relate that information to the choices that you provided here. All right. So let us look at strategies you can employ to actually get these questions correct. First of all, the information that you'll be provided to some people, or to most of us, could be overwhelming, all right? Because it could be information that you've never encountered before. It could be information about a topic, an area of focus or study that you've never encountered before. So it is important that you relax first. Don't be overwhelmed by what your screen is seeing in your screen, all right? So the multi-source reasoning question type will just testing your ability to analyze data, testing your ability to link information from one state to another, right? So do not be intimidated. No matter how foreign or new the information you provided may seem, just know that whatever questions will be asked will be based on that information. So it is up to you to understand, go through the information, and make sure you actually understand what is being communicated, right? So that is one. Secondly, as with the case with reading comprehension questions, it is important to map out the information they are provided. It will help you like remember what information was in which tab, and that will enable you to relate that information to the question you're being asked, right? So don't memorize anything, just map out information. Let's say in tab 1, you'd summarize tab 1 and say tab 1 is about this particular thing, all right? And probably tab 1 will have like a passage where you have 3 paragraphs, so know what each paragraph means and what information is unique to that tab, right? So this will really require you to be highly organized, so that you know if you have 3 tabs, say tab A, then tab B, then we have tab C. All right. So a highly organized student will know that tab A is about this particular thing, B, then C, all right? So in your head, just be relaxed, and then that will help you also relate information in the different tabs, all right? Then 3, be careful to consider what must be true from what could be true. So what must be true is information that is in the 3 tabs, right? What could be true is something you're assuming, right? So what must be true is information in the tab, nothing else, right? Then 4, make sure you verify the answer to each question with concrete information in the cards or in the tabs. All right, so if you're going to choose an answer, make sure that you can very confidently relate that answer to information in a particular tab. All right, that will help you, improve your confidence and also get the correct answer. Hope you're clear till there. So let's look at a practical example. This is how most multi-source reasoning questions look like. You can pause the video for 2 minutes to go through the information, the 2 tabs. Then, so this is tab A and this is tab B, right? Go through these 2 tabs, then play the video when you're done. So tab A is about designs, and then tab B is about pollutants by phase. So looking at tab A, information in tab A, you can tell it's a passage, and it constitutes, it is formed of just 3 paragraphs, all right? So let's go through each paragraph and see what information is in each paragraph. A certain electric utility is considering exactly 2 designs, design A and designs 1 and 2 for a new power generation plant. Each design will result in a plant that will generate the same amount of power annually, but design 1 would use a single type A power generator, whereas design 2 would use 3 type B generators. All right, this is critical information. Design 1 would use a single type A generator. Design 2 would use 3 type B generators. So that is paragraph 1. Paragraph 2, design A generators cost less than type B generators to fuel per unit of power generated and vent through taller chimneys, which better prevent pollutants from concentrating near the plant. However, type A generators produce solid waste that is difficult and expensive to dispose of safely. So paragraph 2 is about type A generators. We're being told they cost more than type B generators, and they have taller chimneys which help dispose of pollutants away from the plant. But type A generators will produce solid waste that is difficult and expensive to dispose of safely than type B generators. So these are 3 sets of information about type A generators that we have to keep in mind. This is also helping us map out information in this passage. Then paragraph 3, type B generators produce no solid waste, and as compared to type A generators, prevent approximately half as much pollutant X and even less pollutant Y per unit of power generated annually. However, type B generators went through much shorter chimneys. All right. So paragraph 3 is about type B generators. We're being told produce no solid waste, and as compared to type A generators, they vent approximately half as much pollutant X and even less pollutant Y as type A generators. However, they have short chimneys. All right. So 3 sets of information about type B generators: no solid waste, vent approximately half as much pollutant X and less pollutant Y as type A generators, and 3, they have shorter chimneys. All right. So that is information that is presented in tab A, the first tab.
You are watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Upstech America. Upstech America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.upstechamerica.com. Upstech America, We wake you up to the unlimited potential.
Let's look at the second tab, pollutants by phase. It is tab B. Both type A and type B generators emit or vent significantly more of type Y of pollutant Y during the startup phase. All right. When a generator is brought to its normal, power generating phase from non-operation. During startup, unhealthy levels of pollutant Y can become concentrated at ground level near the power plant. The following table shows for a single type A or type B generator pollutant Y emissions in kilograms per hour and the resultant contributions for those generators to the ground level concentration of pollutant Y in micrograms per cubic meter of air near the plant during the startup and normal generating phase. All right. So we have our table here. The table shows the power generation of the type A generators and type B generators during operation, that is the startup phase and the normal phase for both type A and type B generators. Then we have emissions per kilogram of pollutant Y per kilogram per hour for both type A for startup and normal, and also for B. Then the increase in ground level for concentration by micrograms per meter cube of air per meter cube of pollutant Y for both power generators A and power generators B. All right. So that is information in the second tab on pollutants by phase. That is the phases we're talking about, the startup phase and the normal phase for both generators. All right. So let's look at our question. It is the first question. Suppose that the utility chooses design 1 over design 2. For each of the following motivations, select yes if the information in the tab suggests that it will help explain this choice. Otherwise, select no. All right. So let's look at information here. So a desire to use the type of generator that costs less to fuel per unit of power generators. Right, so we're being told that this utility goes for design 1. We know the pros and cons of design 1. All right, because design 1 uses type A power generator, and for type A power generator, we know that it costs less than type B. It has taller chimneys, but it produces solid waste that is difficult and expensive to dispose of. All right, so the first choice we have here, a desire to use a type of generator that costs less to fuel per unit of power generated. That is true. We'll go with yes because we're being told that it costs less than B to fuel per unit of power generated. All right, so that is true according to information in tab 1, paragraph 2. Then the second choice, a desire to avoid having to dispose of solid waste. Again, this desire to avoid disposing of solid waste would prompt someone to go for option B, all right, than going for type generator A, which is difficult and expensive to dispose of safely. So no, that desire does not motivate the person or the utility to choose design 1, all right. If they had the motivation to avoid having to dispose of waste, then they would have gone with design 2, not design 1. All right. Then last choice, a desire to emit less pollutant X per unit of power generated annually. Again, that desire or that quality is associated with type B generators, where we find in the third paragraph which says approximately type B generators vent approximately half as much pollutant X and even less pollutant Y than does type A generators. So that desire for going for a design that produces less pollutants than the other would make someone go with option or design 2 rather than design 1. So for this case, our utility goes for design 1, which doesn't have that quality. So that is not a motivation for them. All right. So those are answers. Yes for the first choice and no's for the two other answer choices. Let's move on to the second question. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement accurately reflects the information given in the tabs. Otherwise, select no. So this would require you to properly have understood what information is in both tabs. All right. So let's go let's look at the first option. During the startup phase, design 1 power plant would emit more pollutant Y per hour than would design 2 power plant. All right. So during the startup phase, design 1 power plant produces 744 kilograms per hour, while design 2 power plant produces, again remember for design 2 power plant, this it is times 3. All right. So because we have 3, we're being told that in the first paragraph, design 2 would use 3 type B power generator. So you multiply this figure that is produced by 1 generator by 3, which would give you 609. So yeah, 724 is greater than 609. So we go with yes. Yes meaning during the startup phase, design 1 power plant would emit more pollutant per hour than would the design 2 power plant. All right. That is, we have seen that 744 is greater than 609, right? Then second choice, during the normal generating phase, emissions per hour of pollutant Y from the design 2 power plant will be less than 5% of those from the design 1 power plant. All right, so normal phase is here, so times 3 will give us 18. We've been told this should be less than 5% of what design 1 produces. 5% of this is 5% is the same as saying 1 over 20. 5% over 5 over 100 times 2 and 8 will give you 10.2, I guess, 10.1 if you do the math. So just do simple division here. 20 divided by 218 will give us 10. That's 200. 0.18. That should be 10.9. So this is 10.9. All right. So the choice is during the normal generating phase, emissions per hour of pollutant Y from the design 2 power plant will be less than 5% of those from design 1 power plant. No, definitely not, because 18 is definitely greater than 10.9. So there's no way that 18 is less than 10.9. So the answer for this is no. During the normal generating phase, the contribution to the ground level concentration of pollutant Y from the design 2 power plant will be less than 5% of that from the design 1 power plant. All right, so increase ground level concentration by micrograms of air per meter cubed. We have here, again, this is times 3, which gives us 9. So being told that during the normal generating phase, the contribution of ground level concentration of pollutant Y from design 2 will be less than 25% of that from design 1 power plant. So 25% of this is 13 divided by 4. So say 13, we'd have 3, which is 12, 1, 0, which is 2, 8, 3.25. So 25% of this is 3.25. Again, remember, this is a trap. If you had gone with 3, then 3 would definitely be less than 3.25. But in our case, we're being told 3. This one goes with 3 type B power generators. So 3 times 3 is 9, which is greater than 3.25. So there's no way that design 2 would be less than 25% of what design 1 power plant generates. All right, so definitely no. Let's go to the last question. It reads, suppose that the startup phase for type A generators takes exactly 1 hour. Given this, and based on the information in the tabs, which of the following will be closest to the startup time in hours for type B generators that result in equal emissions of pollutant Y for both power plant designed during a single startup phase? All right. Suppose the setup phase for type A generators takes exactly 1 hour, right? Setup phase for generators takes exactly 1 hour, right? So setup phase, that is kilograms per hour, this should be 744 kilograms per hour. This should be times 3, this is 609 kilograms per hour. All right. So given this, and based on information in the tabs, which of the following will be closest to the startup time in hours for type B generators that will result in equal emissions of pollutant Y for both power plant designs during a single startup phase. So 744 type A generators produce 744 kilograms per hour, right? Then type B power generators produce 609 kilograms per hour. So for this case, we'd like to find out how many we're looking to compare, or as the question reads, for type B generators, which of the following will be closest to the startup time in hours? All right, will be the closest to the startup time in hours for type B generators that result in equal emissions of pollutant Y for both power plant designs during a single startup phase. All right. So if type A generators during a startup phase produce 644 kilograms per hour, what about 609? What about type B generators? How do you compare that generation in kilograms per hour to those of type A generators? All right. So this is close to, I would say, 609 times 1 all over 744, which gives us approximately 0.81. Again, remember the question asks that will result in equal emissions of pollutant Y for both of them. So equal emissions of pollutant Y will be, would mean 744 for type A generators and 744 for type B generators. So the difference between 744 and 609, simple math would give you, say 14, that's 5, 3, 1. So we are comparing, we're saying 744 would have 744 of type A per hour. What about 135? So 135 over 744. So this would give you approximately 0.3 there. So if you add the two, 0.81, 0.3, it will give you a number that is approximately 1.2. So the number that comes closest to that figure would be 1.22. That is our answer. All right. So basically, we've come to the end of this video. Kindly join us in our GMAT training sessions. We teach you this, elaborate more concepts relating to GMAT Focus Edition, and we provide exercises, questions, and guidance, and places or in areas you need guidance in. All right. Thank you.